Oh, hey, Jackie.
Oh,
Oh,
hi. Why do I always do that? I'm like sitting here waving and then it goes. And I still can't see you, Rachel. Is it going to be one of those days?
I guess it is. I don't know. Can everybody see both of us? Because I can see you. I just can't. I guess you just can't see me.
Hoo hoo.
I don't know.
Jackie, can y'all see us? I mean, can you see both of us?
Can you see um the
Okay,
questions?
they can see both of us. Can I see the questions?
Okay. My mom
No.
said you could see. Hmm?
It's so sad. It's way more fun when I can see you.
I know. I'm sorry. We should probably investigate that further.
Hmm.
It's been a long time to do the lives. I had to go and figure out how to get back on.
What if I get out and get back on the live, but request to be a part of your video? You
You
think I can do that?
you can try that.
Let me try that. Occupy the people for
Oh
a minute.
golly. Okay, party people. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to see her request to get back on. So we'll see what happens. Oh yes, Jackie, it was my mom's birthday. So there's that. And y'all have to let me know. We're having really, really nice weather, but Annette was saying that, or Raven was saying that it was kind of overcast there. So we're having surprisingly good weather, which is fun to be outside for, but not good for reading because although I did go sit outside and read. So this is me killing time. It's not going well, Annette. It's not going well. And I haven't gotten anything from her. Okay. Oh, does that work?
No, but that's okay. I it was worth a shot. I don't know why it does that.
Huh.
I don't know. It's just like black up at the top. But that's okay. Enough about me.
Okay. Well, you'll just have to you'll just have to figure it out.
Okay. I'm, a,
So,
I'm
does
all by
does
myself.
everyone have a cup of tea? I've got my cute little Libby mug. Oh, don't look at the lipstick stain.
No, I have my Coke. I'm real in theme here.
Nice. We will accept you as you are,
Yeah,
Coke and all. You're
thank you. But
welcome.
I did
Okay,
have several cups of tea today, so I feel like
the
I can
tea is coursing through your veins.
yes. Yes,
How
it
much
is.
caffeine have you had today?
I don't know why. Am I twitching?
No, no, no. I just it's there's no judgment. Just asking, just asking. So, yes, Jackie said Libby is a my cute little Libby girl is part of the book club. I love and I okay, so I'll kill time like this. This is what I should have done when I was trying to wait for you to get back on.
Okay.
But that sweatshirt that I got from Libby, I don't even know if they're still selling it anymore, and it was expensive. It was my Christmas present to myself. But it's so cool. It has the pocket where you put your hands in the front. It
Yeah.
has like a little spot in there for a card. I don't know if it's for a library card, but it has like a pocket for something, and it has a hole with a like grommet, so it was meant to be there, a hole so that you can run your headphones up through your hoodie instead of outside your. I know. I
What?
didn't even know what it was. I had to have somebody explain to me why there was a hole with a grommet inside the thing.
So it like runs on the inside of your
Yeah,
hoodie?
yeah. It's like in the pocket where your hands go in the front, there's like a hole inside that pocket. And so you could put your phone and your headphones in that pocket and then run the headphones up through your
You know,
hoodie. This is
what
totally
they should
silly.
do is do built-in speakers in the hoodie part.
No, I'm not on board with that. But I like that you give me the option to run the headphones through there. That would be so bulky. I wouldn't want to wear that.
But also,
Anyways,
who is using like
wired
wire
headphones.
headphones
We're
anymore?
not gonna we're not gonna get into that debate with the radiation and whatever for the Wi-Fi. So I think it's time to start on the actual reason why we're here.
Jackie's dropping hints here. I see you,
Anyways,
Jackie.
so we're here for Sense and Sensibility. Did everyone get a chance to read the first 10 chapters? If not, that's okay. You didn't really miss that much, in my opinion, but like nothing with the story has really happened. Just laying the groundwork for
You're
things.
meeting a lot of people.
You're
Yeah.
meeting a lot of people, yeah. So do
Which
you
you meet
want
a lot of people in these chapters. So
you do.
yeah.
So do you want to get started? Oh.
Jackie. Okay, so I was going to just kind of run through who is who, and let's see if I can do this and make it make perfect sense. So you have Mrs. Dashwood, Mrs. Dashwood, Miss Dashwood, Marianne, and Margaret. Okay, so
It's not confusing at
Mrs.
all.
Huh?
It's not confusing at all. It's fine.
Not confusing at all. But anyways, okay, so there is a there's Mr. Dashwood, okay, and you find out like he dies, and he is married to, I believe it's his second wife. Do I have that
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Yes, it's his second wife, and so she is Mrs. Dashwood. But Mr. Dashwood, with his first wife, had a son, and the son is married, and her name, they call her Mrs. Dashwood in the book.
Well,
Everybody,
yes, they are Mr. John Dashwood. Yes. So Mrs. John Dashwood.
yes, there you
Yes.
go. So that is who, yeah, that's like the daughter-in-law and son-in-law-ish, I guess, step, whatever.
Stepson, yeah.
And then you have Miss Dashwood, and she is and I cannot remember how old she is. Is she 17? Right? She's young.
Oh,
Miss Dashwood?
who are we talking about? Oh, Eleanor is
Eleanor.
I think she's 19.
Yeah, 19. Okay. That was the other number I had in mind. Okay, so she's 19. So they call her,
Miss.
for the most part, they call her Miss Dashwood.
Yes.
And then you have Marianne, who is 16-ish. Yes?
Yes. I think when
Yeah,
the book starts 16. Yeah.
yeah. And then you have Margaret, who is 12, I believe. Did I
I
have?
think 13, but somewhere
Yeah.
around there. Yeah.
So she's like early teens. So those are all of the Dashwood ladies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you wrote down some of their character qualities, and I thought you hit them all perfectly. So do you want to
Well,
dive into those?
so I have read Pride and Prejudice and Emma. And when I was looking up when this book was read or written, this is technically her first book. So it's
Yeah,
interesting to me because I was feeling like and I was texting you like this person reminds me of this person in Pride and Prejudice and stuff. But
yeah,
so basically what you need to know is the mother does not like her stepson's wife. So her
yes,
stepdaughter-in-law, they don't like each other. And I feel like that's warranted because the daughter-in-law is not nice. And then for Eleanor, you have she kind of reminds me of oh, I'm gonna totally blank on it from Pride and Prejudice. The main sister that it's all about.
Jackie, you're gonna have to help us out if you remember that one.
I'm
Oh,
totally gonna blank on that one.
well, I have it
But
right here. So keep talking. I'll probably find it.
so the older one is Eleanor is sensible and she helps keep her mother in line. Lizzie is what Jackie said. Yes.
Yeah,
She kind of reminds me a lot of Lizzie and but maybe less abrasive. I don't know because Lizzie does have like a strong head, but she is kind of the level one, and it says she keeps her mother kind of in line. The mother kind of has it. She's giving off the mom from Pride and Prejudice vibes, but like a little toned down, not as extreme,
yeah,
but a little kind of like. So Marianne is like the mother, and is not so frugal, kind of likes to have a good time, but is very smart. And then you have Margaret, who really does not get mentioned in these first 10 chapters, but like for maybe like a couple of sentences. But all they really just say is that she's like Marianne.
Mhm.
So you can really see, it's funny now reading this one and thinking of this one as the first book that she wrote, where she was going to pull from these characters to make other characters. Like she really just kind of writes the same characters and renames them.
Yeah, I don't see her mother. I don't see the mother in this one quite the same as the like. She's not as what do you call
The
it?
mom in Pride and Prejudice is super annoying. Like I never really liked her character at all. I couldn't ever get on board with her. So
Yeah,
no,
I think. Yeah,
she's
I
not
think.
like that.
Yeah, yeah. She's not. She's a little more. I don't know. Some of the things that she says and decisions she makes, that's annoying. But I think she's a little bit more subtle than
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I would agree too. And so then the book opens with like we learn that the dad dies and the son had made a promise to the dad to take care of his stepmom and the sisters, and then that sneaky Mrs. John Dashwood came in and convinces him to, well, you don't really need to take care of them, because it would ruin our family, so you can't. She just slow, I mean, it's a whole chapter of her convincing him that he doesn't really need to take care of her. They're really fine. It'd be like a disservice to the sisters and the mom.
Yeah. And like the way she does it is so like she just kind of the amount of like money, she just kind of really keeps cutting it down. And it's actually kind of funny. I found that part a little bit not funny, haha, but just
Right.
how I don't know what you would call it, but like she was really manipulating him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And um yeah, and trying to convince him that like he was doing them a favor by not
right.
um you know, going along with what his dad really wanted. And Jackie brought up the point of the mom Dashwood seems to defer to Eleanor. I do think that's the case. I think that if in Pride and Prejudice, because she still had the dad there running the show and keeping the mom in line, you can kind of see where yeah, I would agree with that. That Eleanor is kind of the one holding everything together
Yeah.
after the dad dies, for sure. So, yeah, and Jackie said that the John Dashwood seems to like kind of let his wife run the show. I definitely think that. I would agree
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
For sure.
um, so I don't know if you want to recap the so we've talked about the family and kind of laying the groundwork for those characters. So then do you want to talk about, I guess we could just hit the point of like where the chapter kind of ends is that they have an extended family cousin. I really couldn't figure out how the other guy's involved with them, but he sends them a message that, hey, you can come rent my cottage. And the mom wants to get out of um North, what is the, I can't remember what the name of the house is called, but the park. No, what is,
North Norland.
yes. She
Norland
wants
Park.
to get out of there so bad she doesn't even go check out the house that they're going to. She's just basically like, pack up your stuff, we're leaving. We've got to get out of here. Like that's really bad.
Yeah. Well, it was really sad because what happens is the dad dies, and then the house, Norland Park, immediately becomes the daughter and
Right.
son-in-law, right? And so like they're taking over ownership of everything. And so even like to the point of where she used to sit for dinner,
Yeah.
she gets like demoted, you know. Is that the right word? But like she
Well,
gets, basically
yeah.
she
It
is
says that they change them into
yeah,
guests. They're not residents, they're guests. That's their status now.
right.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
After
and
you've been the lady of the house, like I can't imagine.
yeah, that was really sad. And then they have, I'm trying to find, I don't know why I'm blanking on his name. The the cousin, Mr. the cut anyways, he offers them a cottage. I cannot remember his name for some reason. I
Middleton.
wanted, yes, okay. So they offer the family, this cottage, which I think is really funny because it's not, at least in the movie, uh, I'm going to compare it to the movie for a second. It's like, it was still a really nice place. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
but if you think about, I mean, they had these huge estates and then they get put in this cottage. And I guess for them it would have been insulting,
Yeah.
but I was like, I'll take a cottage, sure.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so he offers for them to stay in this cottage, and they are there, and the girls go out for like a
Yeah.
walk. What did Jack say? So yeah, so they go out for a walk, and Marianne like falls and hurts herself. I don't know.
Yes.
I like to say hurts herself.
Yeah.
She's so dramatic. Um, and that's where they meet Mr.
Yeah.
Willoughby. So Willoughby comes into the picture. Actually, Brandon comes into the picture before that. Colonel Brandon.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. He's too old.
yes, but I like him. He's so sensible.
So I have just while we're talking about how old he is in chapter 8, so I've been highlighting and stuff. Um, but one of the quotes is that like they're talking about how old he is. Um, and the mom says, so she's talking to Eleanor and Mary Ann, and she says, "At this rate, you must be in continual terror of my decay, and it must seem to you a miracle that my life has been extended to the advanced age of 40." Because they're talking about him being so old. Yes, he's
He's
35.
35. Yeah.
So yeah, I underline that because I'm like that's some of us are there.
It's so funny. Yes.
Yeah.
And also that
So
made
anyways,
me feel really old.
yeah, but so he's there. So yeah, so you have the men, the gentlemen that are coming in the picture. And I haven't read this, so I don't know which men are going to be important. But I also have another quote that I have to read. That's from chapter 3, and it's about Edward. So Edward is the guy
Oh
that
yeah.
Eleanor is talking to in the beginning of the book, and they kind of make it seem like they're going to get married. Um, but she's having to wait. I wasn't very clear on that. She's having to wait for basically him to get his act together. Um, and so they make the comment of Edward. He was not handsome, and his manners required intimacy to make them pleasing. He was too different to do justice to himself. But when his natural shyness was overcome, his behavior gave every indication of an open, affectionate heart. I felt like that was me. I could relate to Edward. Like, I'm horribly awkward when there's a bunch of people around and whatever, but if it's just one on one, I feel
Yeah.
like people then like me. So
Yeah, me too.
I thought that was a funny description of him because I just felt like I could relate to poor Edward, and they just bash him. Well, Marianne does. She doesn't like him. She doesn't think he's interesting enough.
Yeah. I really like Edward. I think it was more during that period, like when they were still at Norland, because he's also the brother of
Yes, of
the sister-in-law.
Mrs. John Dashwood. Yes.
Um, and it's basically, I feel like it was more of an assumption by the mother that there was like an like
Well,
they had an understanding or something
it's
like
that
that, but they
I
don't.
felt like Eleanor said she liked him. It was Marianne who said he was boring.
Yeah.
And like I think Eleanor found him agreeable, but Marianne is like, but you don't love him? And Mary
Yeah, because she wasn't
this
like
quote goes with
expressing it like
Marianne
Marianne.
too. Yes. Okay, so Marianne tells her mom, "Mama, the more I know of the world, the more I am convinced I shall never see a man whom I can really love. I require so much."
Poor Marianne.
I know, but and here's the thing that I found interesting too, is that so Marianne, who I said reminds me a lot of the other sisters from Pride and Prejudice, who are super annoying and so unlikable. I find Marianne kind of funny and some good comedic relief just because she's so worldly. But in saying that to her mom, it's almost like she knows.
Yeah.
She has a self-awareness that the other girls from Pride and Prejudice, I'm trying to remember the one that ends up marrying the guy, because she runs off with him. Um, Jackie, help me out. But the younger sister, and she ends up marrying with
Kitty.
him. But yeah,
Good job, Jackie.
so she is super annoying in Pride and Prejudice, and I feel like there are no redeeming qualities of her. She never comes around. But I just feel like Marianne is so self-aware and like she knows what she wants. And then we kind of like at the end of these chapters we meet um the guy that she likes. I'm totally blanking on his name. Not Brand. Oh, Willoughby, you already said it. And he like swoops in like a knight in shining armor and comes and hangs out and they have everything in common and it's just so amazing and
Yeah.
like I just thought it was funny. So,
Yes.
but that's kind of where it ends for these 10 chapters,
Yeah, well,
right?
it kind of ends on them kind of bashing Colonel Brandon
Yes.
a little bit.
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
which
Jackie.
makes me
It
make
was It was Lydia. Lydia
yeah,
ends up marrying with
Lydia.
him. Kitty is the one that goes along with her scheming. But um yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. I have to say that I enjoy. So this one kind of feels more like a good mix of Pride and Prejudice and Emma.
Hmm.
I enjoy the way she can write things that's funny and but it like conveys the point of like what she needs to get across. Like the thing of that I just read about like mom, like I know I'm never going to find anybody because I want too much in people. Like that says so much in one sentence and it's pretty funny.
Yeah, yeah,
So, I'm
I agree.
excited because this one feels a lot more like how I felt reading Emma. Instead of, I felt like in Pride and Prejudice, there's just so many unlikable characters.
Yeah,
So that might be a hot topic.
that might be why I like this one so
Yeah.
much.
So Jackie said, what about Mrs. Jennings? I thought it was funny how she could tell Colonel Brandon liked Marianne. I felt like they all were saying that, weren't they? Like, because then after Willoughby comes and then Mr. What's his name? I've
Yeah,
already forgotten
Middleton.
it. Middleton
Um,
shows up and he's like, "Oh, Colonel Brandon's gonna be so hurt that you don't like him anymore,"
yeah,
and blah blah. That was horribly uncomfortable, and I feel so bad for her. Of like she had never agreed to it. They just kind of put them together, like did this little matchmaking thing,
yeah.
and
Well,
thought,
Mrs.
"Oh,
Jennings,
this is
that
good."
that little theme kind of continues with her.
Yes.
She likes to embarrass people,
Oh, that's so much fun.
and
So
it's not subtle.
so I'm excited. So for the rest of the book, because again, I haven't read it. Do we stay in where is the place that they are? Like, do we stay with them at the cottage for the most part of the book? Or is this
They
just
go,
a temporary?
uh, for the most part, that's like home base, I'll call it that. But they do go and travel to London at one
Oh,
point, and then they go
okay.
and stay with a family member, but I can't remember which family member it was.
Okay.
Um, so
So
yeah,
it's not just all because like Emma is contained. It only really happens in one location. People are coming and going from that one location. And then Pride and Prejudice, you kind of have, well, I don't even know that you have multiple locations for that. They just kind of talked about how they went somewhere else.
yeah,
Um, so I kind of wondered, is the cottage where we're going to be? And in dealing with the neighbor situation like that, or
yeah. For the most part, they're going to be there. I mean, not for the most. I mean, they're going to be there, and then they'll travel to London at some point, and then they will also be at another location. And sometimes they go to why is Mr. Middleton so hard to remember? They'll go to his house. His
Yes.
house.
Yeah.
Okay, Jackie said something up here, but I can't see it, Rachel.
Um,
So you'll have to. It won't let me
um,
scroll.
it says that
Marianne.
yes, don't you see yourself in Marianne? As I was so clueless as a 16-year-old, for sure. But that's like, I think saying that she's so self-aware. That's what I'm saying. She seems like a silly girl, but she also has a sense. Like she can't be too stupid.
Yeah,
Um, because she's aware enough to know that I am wanting a lot, and that's not going to be just anybody kind of thing.
right.
So I really like Marianne so far. So we'll
I feel
see.
like I feel like I most identify with Eleanor.
Of course you do.
I'm not just saying that. That's the truth. Like I feel like maybe my younger sisters were more the Mary Ann and Margaret, but I feel like I feel like I was the responsible one. So what does that say about our friendship, Jackie and Rachel? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I feel like I can see. Here's the thing: is I'm probably more like Eleanor, but I enjoy reading Marianne. So,
I
um, there's
I
that.
agree with that statement.
So Jackie brought up that Colonel Brandon is sensible, like equals sensible, and then Willoughby equals full in love. And it kind of reminds me again of I need a chart of all the list of all the names from all the Jane Austen books so that I can reference who I'm talking about. But the guy that marries the guy that marries the sister in Pride and Prejudice, not Lizzie, but what was that guy's name?
Oh my goodness, we need like a flow chart here,
I know,
Rachel.
I'm so sorry. I'll do better research next time. But he kind of Willoughby were kind of reminds me kind of that um
You're not wrong
character
in that. Yes.
because he's like instantly in love and like they both are. They're both instantly in love, kind of like how the oldest older sister and
Yeah.
the guy were in that. It's been interesting to me.
Wickham.
Um was that Wickham? What was the guy's name then that Lizzie marries? It's not Wickham. Wickham is the one that's bad, isn't it? There's too many British names. And we were already talking about this earlier this week. It's so hard when like all of their names are so and their characters are so similar. It's hard to Mr. Darcy. Yes.
How did you not remember that?
You didn't remember
I
either. You didn't pipe
didn't
up.
remember it either, but
Anyways, I guess I'm just not even making any sense. But I am enjoying. So what's Mr. Darcy's friend's name? That's who I'm trying to think of. That's who Willoughby reminds me of.
okay,
Um,
Jackie should have just requested to be in this
I
video.
know, Jackie, we need to just add you in next time. But anyways, so I think it has been fun seeing the similarities between all the characters that they have, that she
Yeah.
has. But it was very interesting to learn that this is the first book. So you would have to think all of these other
Bingley.
characters. Yes, Bingley. All these other characters are built off of the foundation of these characters. I find that super
That
interesting.
is very interesting. And I've always found it very interesting that the similarity between the names, like Wickham and Willoughby, and she always has like, I don't know. They're all very close.
Yes, it's too much, and my poor brain can't keep up with it. So
And their characters are so similar, like their personalities and everything too. So no,
yes,
I don't think
Jackie,
that's a coincidence.
Jackie, I owe you a coffee for bailing me out. Oh, she said she has them all pulled up on her phone. Thank you
Oh,
for
okay.
being an assistant. So, do you have anything else you want to say about the first 10 chapters? Or anybody else
No, I
have
mean,
comments?
yeah,
So,
I don't have anything specific. I love this. This is my favorite Jane Austen.
sorry, there's a loud car going by. I am really excited because I was a little worried when it started opening and there were sisters and the whole shebang, I was like, oh no, it's going to be like Pride and Prejudice all over again, which I know is probably a hot topic, that is not my favorite. Um, but I am really, really liking this one so far. So
Yeah.
that's
It's
good.
so I really like this one
I
a lot. So
would also like to know, so maybe this is homework that I will figure out for next time. But I feel like she uses the word sense and sensibility a whole lot. Each word has come up in at least one time in each chapter. So, I would love to know how many times she uses it. I thought about going through and highlighting, and I might go back and do it since we're only 10 chapters in.
what?
But it was a lot.
You're gonna highlight?
Oh, I already underlined. There's an extreme commitment to this. Oh, and I will have to
You're
say, I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's a super long chunk. But I did want to point out that in chapter 5 at the end, it's when they're leaving the house and Marianne makes this lovely soliloquy about like telling the place goodbye and how much she loves it and how like the trees are going to go on, like the trees aren't going to have anything happen to them even though they're not going to be there to admire them. I just thought it was so sweet. And I don't know, I really like that for somebody who has moved a lot.
yeah.
I totally just loved that she took the time to kind of like walk around the property and tell it goodbye and think in her head. Because I think that too. Like, who's gonna live in my house? You know, how is this? Or think about past places that I live. Like, I wonder who lives there now. Are
Yeah.
they looking at the same things that I looked at, or hear the same things or whatever? So I really really liked that. So I actually underlined that entire little part at the end of chapter 5. I really liked that.
Yeah. I'm looking at it. It's very beautiful. You should look back if you missed that
I don't
part.
want to read the whole thing because it's super long, but
Yeah.
Jackie said, I love Marianne's passion for everything. She's just ripe. Uh, ripe through for getting her heart broken. I know. And Jackie, she also said she loves the transformation for Marianne. I haven't read the story, Jackie. No spoilers. I don't know what's going to happen to Marianne. Ugh,
It's gonna
I
be
hope.
good. You're gonna
I hope so.
what does Ron say? I always ask you,
It's
but you're
gonna
gonna love it.
hurt,
Yeah.
but then you'll love it. Yeah. Oh, yes, from Harry Potter. I can't think of the quote right now,
I need
but basically,
to write it down because
I
I
know.
actually call on that more often than but
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Ron had it right. Well, I know going into Jane Austen that like as soon as she met Willoughby and it was like chapter like what is it 7 and it's like oh everything is gonna be wonderful now. I was like this is too early. This is too early.
It's gonna
I'm
be good.
worried.
It's
So
gonna be good.
I am looking forward to see like what ends up happening with Eleanor because they definitely moved on from Edward and Edward hasn't written or called or anything. So like what's happening? I don't know. Did he just leave her high and dry?
I can't say.
So you can tune in next week to find out. That's my aunt. Um, I had to look up definitions of sense and sensibility to see how she uses those words. That's my aunt Janet.
Hi,
Um,
Janet.
um, who loves reading as much as I do. Um, my mom is not a big reader, but my aunt and I can always bond over books. So anyways, yeah, so we'll follow my live reactions to what's happening because I'm not going to look up any spoilers. So, anyway,
That sounds great. I'm very excited to see how you react
how I
live on
handle.
camera.
Oh, anyways,
I'm
and
just
I
so
tried.
proud. Like I'm so proud of you. Like you're marking in your book.
I mean,
I'm
okay, so
still taken back by that.
this was a $5 book. This is not a fancy copy. Like I would never mark in my fancy copy of Emma. Like no. But I was like, you know what? in order for me to be able to participate, I feel like I need to make a commitment. And as soon as that was like chapter 3, where she starts making the comment about him not being handsome and whatever, like Jane Austen, I just love her. She does that really well, of like making a really backhanded compliment, or not, it's not even really backhanded, it's not a compliment at all. So anyways, I think that's so funny. I appreciate that a lot in Dickens as well. We
Yeah.
have really lost the way to insult somebody
It is a
in a very
special
proper
gift.
way.
Yeah. But also they seem to receive it well too. So I don't feel like people receive.
That is true. That is true. So,
We're a little more
anyways, there.
sensitive these days.
Yes. Well, I don't know if I could handle being talked to the way that they talk to each other either. Like, so yeah,
No.
I'm too sensitive.
I feel like I'm going to go hide under a rock now.
I know. Ugh. Anyways. Okay. Well, do you have any final parting words?
Yay for reading.
Yes. So I hope everybody, if you didn't catch the live, hopefully you can catch up if you're not through. And these chapters, like this was, I mean, it wasn't a whole lot of reading. Like that's not that much. I think
Mm-mm.
it was like 50 something pages.
Yeah.
So it's very doable. Don't wait until the last minute, like some people. I was definitely reading it this morning. But partly too because I didn't want to forget it and it not be fresh in my mind. But there's plenty of time to catch up, and there's a free copy on Audible of the audio version if that helps too.
Yeah.
Jackie said let's all try to be sensible this week. That would be, yes.
And maybe
That would be nice.
a little like Marianne.
I don't know in what way I would even strive to be like Mary.
You need to,
But
yeah, you need to figure out a soliloquy to tell your house
yes.
goodbye every, not forever,
Every time, like
but like,
I love this so much. I thought I might actually like have Vivian paint me a sign or something. Like I just
yes,
really liked that. It
it's
was just
really
so cool.
beautiful. Tell the trees
Yes.
how much you love
I
them.
will. I will go tell. I have one tree in my front yard. I'll go tell the tree how much I love it.
That
So,
sounds like a good thing. If she
okay.
paints that, I want to see
Oh,
it.
I will totally let everyone see it. I will proudly display my Marianne quote. So, okay.
Very
I
fantastic.
hope I hope everyone has a lovely, lovely weekend.
Same.
Are you doing fun things? You just
I
nodded.
am going to a softball scrimmage tonight and hoping that it's not going to rain.
That sounds like so much fun.
It is going to
Yay!
be fun.
Do
It's
you
just I
have a
don't want
book to take?
to. Well, that would be kind of rude, but I do have
Oh,
earbuds, and I'm going to wear my hair down, and
oh,
no one will know.
okay. I was like, why is that rude?
Well, it's kind of like, sitting there watching your kid play a game with a book in your face. I don't know.
You
I'll
only
just
need
put
to
my
see
earbuds in.
when they're batting and stuff like that, right?
True.
Is that how that works? I don't
Oh
know.
my, y'all. I just never know what I'm going to see when I look out my window. But I don't even know what you would call this. It's like a very old-timey cart. Just someone's writing it. Okay. No, I'm
That's what
serious. It's
happens
like,
when you live in the Houston area.
okay,
Okay.
that caught me off guard. But yeah, we're going to do that. What about you? What are you doing?
Oh,
You Mardi Gras?
just no, we're not. We're done with the Mardi Gras. Although Mardi Gras is Tuesday, so if you celebrate that, lovely Mardi Gras to you. um, nope, we're just hanging out. So I'm gonna get some reading done.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah. So
All right.
okay. Bye
Bye,
everybody.
guys. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.